Lou Ferrigno, actor, fitness expert, Mr. America, Mr. Universe twice. Thank you so much for being part of Three Questions.
My pleasure.
Now, you're here for FanX, and these comic and fan conventions have become kind of a whole new market where the conventions are bringing in actors such as yourself to interact with the fans. How have these things been for you? Do you enjoy them? Is this a fun part of your job?
I enjoy it because of social media, because now the pop culture, not just the comic convention, and it's a great way to make a good living, and it's a great way to connect with the fans because of my film coming out. They support the box office, and it's a fun show for people of all generations to attend because they get a chance to see the celebrities. They can play with their imagination, be with the kids, and just have a good time.
Now, a lot of people know you for your role on television as the Incredible Hulk, but you have had a very prolific film career as well, and you've got a new project in the works.
Yeah, I've done over 5 TV series, over 40 films. I have a movie coming out, Enter the Fire, like a Karate Kid kind of a film. I play like a mafioso kind of a character. And then I did a spoof of Game of Thrones called Purge of Kingdom. That'll be out 2019 as well.
How fun. Now, you have been famous for quite some time.
45 years.
45 years. What is it you like about fame? What is it that you dislike about fame?
What I like about fame is the fact that I get a lot of the admiration and self-respect I've always wanted. What I don't like about the fame is sometimes you don't have your privacy. If I'm eating in a restaurant with my wife, and then sometimes people interrupt you, they want to take selfies. But that's not a problem to me because I'm a very private person. And also being a sheriff for 15 years, a deputy sheriff certified, I know how to massage it.
Does it strike you odd ever that people will pay good money and line up for a long time to either take a picture or get an autograph with someone that they have seen in the movies, somebody who just has a different occupation than perhaps they do?
Does it bother me?
Does it strike you as odd ever?
No, because I know the fact when I achieve in my life, that's the fact they want to meet the original Hulk, they want to meet my persona in person. That's the fact that what I've accomplished, it gives them hope, it gives them a lot of faith, and they want to take a picture because they want to feel connected to me. I
imagine you've given this some thought. Have you figured out why it is we look up to men with big muscles?
That's a good question. Why? Because it's about power. And the fact that people look at me because they associate with me, they wish they could have my physique because it's power. Like when I was young, I was bullied as a kid. And I wanted to be powerful because they made fun of me because of my disabilities when I was young, like the speech and the hearing. So I want to be powerful this way. I feel that I would gain that respect and not be bullied anymore. So people see that sometimes they have an inferiority complex within inside themselves, and they feel that connection to that power.
Have you ever been in a situation where somebody who perhaps might have been inebriated thought that they were a match for you and you've had to diffuse the situation?
Only as a police officer, as a deputy sheriff. In real life, I never encountered that problem because I don't radiate that hostility or the arrogance like other people because I love all people. It's how you radiate yourself and how you project yourself to other people, like going to bars, being a smart ass. And that's why, like you see some of these celebrities with entourage of 12, 15 people. People are people, and nobody's better than anybody.
Tell me about your work as a deputy sheriff. What led you to that?
My father was the NYPD lieutenant. So I was talking to the sheriff 15 years ago for LA, and I told him how much I liked law enforcement. He says, why don't you go through the academy? Because I said, I want to be honorary. I want to be the real deal. So I went through the academy. I took 6 months, the driving, the shooting, the studying, taking all the exams, competing with guys half my age. I want to give back. I want to help people, protect people. I want to be a real-life hero than just being an Incredible Hulk. So I have a chance to protect life and property.
Must be tremendously satisfying for you.
It is, and also have to be very cautious because you never know what situations you encounter in a dangerous situation because we're the first responder.
Now, on top of being a bodybuilder and an actor, you are also a fitness expert. In fact, I read that you were coaching Michael Jackson in personal fitness before his untimely death. What was that experience like?
Well, I trained a lot of celebrities like Mickey Rourke, Chuck Norris. As a matter of fact, Chuck Norris will be here this weekend for the Fan Expo. It was a great experience with Michael Jackson because he needs to trust someone to feel safe with someone. So his doctor friend recommended him to train with me to train him. So he came to my facility 10 o'clock at night so he could feel private, also not to be taken advantage of. Because I like Michael, because I admire his compassion, his passion for music. He admired my passion for fitness. So we collaborated, became good friends, and this is something we kept quiet for 20 years.
So you were doing this with him for 20 years?
On and off for 20 years,
What kinds of things would you help him with? Give me a typical exercise.
Not heavy weight training, like cardio, like for work on his flexibility, or working on the medicine ball, like for example on the ball, for example doing straps, band, toning and conditioning.
What about Michael Jackson do we not know that you do?
He's a very brilliant man. He's a nice person. And he's not what your people think he is with a young kid, because, what he's been through. And my family loved him. He's been great about my kid. He's a very sincere, honest, caring human being.
What happens to bodybuilders after they stop competing? What goes on inside their body? I mean, I look at you, you are still in great shape, but that's certainly not the case with all bodybuilders.
Well, some bodybuilders will incur different injuries because, you wear your joints out. When you're trained to be a bodybuilder champion, you have to love pain to be a bodybuilder champion. You have to go beyond that pain barrier to be a world champion, to build the exercise, the thickness. Most bodybuilders today keep their condition. If you don't, then eventually you'll be out of shape. But the problem is, when you're a bodybuilder, when you train for many years, your muscle grows and your heart grows with the muscle. So if you stop training, the extra enlarged heart has to pump the extra blood. But that's why it could be detrimental to your health.
You spent a short amount of time in the Canadian Football League, but that didn't end particularly well. Tell us what happened.
Well, I tried out for the New York Jets because my father wanted me to be a major football player. I never liked football. I would like hitting people. So I go to Canada, and I'm playing 2 inter-squad games. I'm scrimmaging twice a day on AstroTurf, getting beat up. So one day I said to the coach, listen, I don't like hitting people. He said, get out of here. Go back to bodybuilding. I said, thank you, Lord. But anyway, it was a great experience because Canadian football, you had 3 downs instead of 4. It's tough. It's tough, yeah.
What position were you playing?
Offensive linebacker, right of center.
Oh, my.
I know, and every time I went on the field, I said, why am I doing this? Because to please my father. But it's a very highly skilled sport. You have to just be quick at it. You have to play since you were young. I never played football my whole life.
Oh, didn't you?
No, because I did well in the Superstars competition, so they felt that I'd be a great candidate to be a great football player.
You have had a long and illustrious acting career, but before that you were in bodybuilding, and you were Mr. America, you were Mr. Universe twice, Mr. Olympia as well. Did you have any idea at the beginning of all of this that this bodybuilding that you were involved in was going to parlay into an acting career?
Well, when I did the movie Pumping Iron with your favorite governor, Arnold Schwarzenegger, I like being in front of the camera, and I didn't want to tell anybody. I love to give a shot to be an actor. So when the Hulk came along, even though it was a non-speaking part, I had a short pantomime. That means acting without speaking. I said, why not? Because it'll give me a chance to get started, be like a stepping stone as an actor, because I like being in front of the camera. It started with Pumping Iron. How
did you make it in that world, from bodybuilding into acting?
Well, when I got the role of the Hulk, I remember the next day I had to go film. I was nervous because I didn't know anything about acting, about the lights, about the cue, about the direction. So Bill Bixby, he was very kind. He took me under his wing. Just slowly I learned, but it came natural to me. And then eventually I done stage plays, theater, because I wanted to tone myself as a good actor, to be good as I can be.
When the fans finally get to greet you at FanX, what is it that you do with them that helps them to feel your humanity?
To be nice to them, to be kind to them, engage in a conversation to see what they want to ask me, to take a selfie, take a picture, that connection about power and how much they adore my life, the Hulk, and my relationship with the show business.
When you played the Incredible Hulk on television, that was the real deal. But now in the movies, the Incredible Hulk is all computer-generated imaging. Which one of you would win in a head-to-head battle?
Well, the CGI can't sign autographs, #1. And #2 is fake. And #3, the original Hulk is here.
Well, Lou Ferrigno, actor,
you.
fitness expert,
Thank
Mr.
you.
America and Mr. Universe twice, and Mr. Olympia, thank you so much for being part of Three Questions.
I enjoyed it very much. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
You're welcome.